Hi, everybody. Obviously, you see on the post that my name is Trish Lobby, and I just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody and share um, that basically I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease. I pretty much had every simple um, symptom right up until I didn't have the mental issues, the mental symptoms, but I did have the neurological and everything else. So one of the things that I did is I did my research because I had done my research ahead of time to know that I pretty much either had either Lyme disease or I had a very specific cancer. So when I had approached my doctor to ask to get tested for Lyme disease first and explained to him why I felt like it was Lyme disease, and then also after if that test had come back negative, that I wanted to be tested for the cancer. Lo and behold, I got positive for Lyme disease, came back quick. I was not on any medications. I don't do any medications, so that's why that test came back positive. If you are on any medications, either over the counter or prescription medicine, your Lyme disease test may be a false negative. So mine came back quick. I already knew that I had already researched any herbal, holistic, natural approach to treatment for Lyme disease, and it certainly was not going to be any medication and antibiotics because I had spent a good month going through thousands and tens of thousands of posts on several different Facebook groups regarding Lyme disease. I read tons of articles and read and listened to Dr. Horowitz as well as Dr. Rawls and determined that antibiotics was not the appropriate approach for jump-starting my Lyme treatment. So I personally went with VitaPlan. I was used to taking herbs and holistic care. So I had a gut cleanse prior to taking the actual VitaPlan Restore Kit, which you see here. I started with a gut cleanse, and after that started the full dose of VitaPlan Restore Kit. So when I started that full dose, I didn't have necessarily any hercs, but I did have, some new symptoms pop up. And when I looked up those new symptoms and associated them with Lyme disease, so for instance, I had it felt like ants crawling on my feet. And so I looked up ants crawling on my feet, Lyme disease. So whatever new symptom I had or weird, bizarre, whatever it was, I'd type it in and then add Lyme disease. And then I would look it up and see what it was, if somebody else had mentioned it, if they figured out what it was, and come to find out it's actually a neurological kind of thing where your mind is playing with you when it comes to, they call it dancing ants. And that was one of the bizarre things. I had a couple other weird things as far as symptoms pop up new after I started the VitaPlan program, and that was because it was successful. So because it was killing them and knocking them out, the toxins had built up, and the toxins build up, and you're not detoxing enough, then you end up having all these, it really literally goes to your head. And you have all these neurological weird things happening, and your body thinks that it's going to play games on you, and it's just really weird. Most of you have experienced this, but I'm going to tell you right now, my first 6 months on my full doses of VitaPlan Restore Kit program was 90% of my symptoms were gone. I know many of you may have been on this, may have seen my videos before where I've mentioned this, and some of you are new. Stick with it. If you start feeling lousy, you need to increase your detoxing and stay on the protocol diet. So what I can tell you right now. So 6 months on the full dose, I did start taking the chlorella, which really helped with the detoxing. So that was definitely something. I do take the gut restore kit every 3 months. So after 6 months, I was 90% symptom free. I had 10% left for symptoms, which were neurological symptoms, which were causing some major balance issues, some major head pressure. Every time I laid my head down, it felt like a softball size pressure at the back of my head, which felt like my head was crushing. A lot of times I felt like I was on a dock in the water, and I wasn't. I was on solid ground or my solid kitchen floor. So I had those kind of bizarre symptoms. Those were all my neurological symptoms, as well as tons of other very bizarre, weird symptoms that I knew weren't physical symptoms. They were just mental symptoms when it came to the neurological part. I went and had a lumbar puncture according to my neurologist, who at the time after my lumbar puncture said that he feels like I was having too much cerebral fluid and it wasn't draining. So he wanted me to go under brain surgery and have a permanent shunt put in my brain to drain it. And I went back on, did some more research and found out that a lot of the head issues, headaches, and basically neurological brain issues, anything your balance issues, are all from inflammation from the Lyme and from the Lyme die-off. So I did at that point start a herbal tincture that was an anti-inflammatory and pain relief tincture. I had finished that bottle, and I have never had the symptoms for that again. So I saved myself brain surgery and a permanent shunt because everything that was going on in my head was all from inflammation. So I did take this anti-inflammatory and pain relief tincture, which I got from Healing Spirits Herb Farm, which I will tag in the comments below this video. I'm trying to think of what else I can share with you guys. I know you'll have questions, and I'll answer those in the comments below. I do, as far as chlorella, I do take 10 tablets 3 times a day. On top of that, everybody has their own things that they take for certain things. I obviously take this vitamin C that you can see here. I take Yucca. I take, which you can read, I'm just not gonna, you obviously can read these, so I'm not gonna sit there, that's crazy. But I do take these. Every single one has a reason that I take them. This one actually specifically will help you detox the metal out of your brain and body, which is amazing. So I take that. I take 3 tablets of that at night. Let me go. Let's see. These ones here, all have their own reasons for taking them. But these two, let me get the iron out of here. These two are amazing. These ones I really saw an impact. I usually I'm terrible at math and terrible at remembering things, and I started taking these two in kind of combination, and I'm telling you, I'm doing math in my head so fast now that I actually have to like check myself, like, no, is that right? And I'll get a calculator out, or I'll ask my husband or something, and I'm right, and I come up with math faster than him, and he was like a I can't even think of what it's called, more able learner, so he was like a top dog when it came to math. Like, he was in specialized competitions and stuff for math. So I was like, man, did I figure that out before you? And it was really all because of this one particular, oh, I don't want to do that because that'll make it, this one particularly. If you look that up and you read what that's for, any of the kids that might be struggling in school, that are, I think, 12 and up or something like that, this would help them so much. It's amazing. But, and L-Dopa, you can obviously read what those are. They help the brain a lot, and I'll tell you, it has been amazing. The other thing I really want to share with you guys is, obviously, if you look at all of what I take every day, okay, which is all right here as far as capsules and stuff go, I have not found a great way to put them all ahead of time and have them, like, so I can spend like a Saturday or Sunday putting together my weekly supplements. So I came up with a really cool idea that I remembered from when I had my kids. And what that was is they have these containers, which is right here, that actually have, these are meant for formula. So they actually have a top on them, which I'll get here in a minute to show you. It's actually this top right here. But so what I do is I mark on the container, I mark Friday. So you can see that right there. And then on the side of these, I mark AM. they have like these nice little groovy, like if you line up this little round, I don't know if you can see that in the picture. See if I can get out of the light enough so you can see it. But where it says noon, it's like a indentation in the thing, and it actually points up to the top of this container, so you're lined up with the right dispenser. So this has been amazing. So I have one of these for each day, and I literally on the weekend can prep my 5 days in advance, so it's all done. And then I just put the top on, and every day, like I'll start, here's morning, you know, and then I just turn it, and here's afternoon, and then I turn it again, and I have my PM ones. So if you've got a lot of vitamins and supplements that you're trying to figure out how to get them all into a container and, you know, have them set up ahead of time, this has definitely been the best thing ever for me. I did have little jars, which were great, except for it was much easier to have one container per day rather than trying to chase around 3 different jars and mark them. So here's my other 4 for... I did go down to 4 to 5 days just for maintenance, just to maintain my immune system and to keep it strong. I'm trying to think. Oh, I do have these that I take every day. And if you actually look those up, they have pretty much almost everything that the VitaPlan Restore program has. It's just an extra boost of immune system when it comes to your, what do I want to say? It has like mushrooms, green extract, stuff that really helps you with your energy throughout the day. And that's been really, really cool. And having that extra boost of nutrients is amazing, and it really feels very balanced. I obviously make a ginger lemonade, so I do ginger and lemon and usually dandelion root, and I make a tea of that, so I have that for the week as well, and I drink that throughout the week. So other than these herbs and this stuff and my tinctures, I have my herbal tinctures. I have several of those that I take for different things. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, let me know, but I definitely wanted to share with you that if you're looking to try to figure out a supplement container, easy to do for the week, I honestly got one that was really kind of cool. And it actually has one for each day of the week, but it didn't even fit my VitaPlan Restore Kit program in it. So it didn't even work, because for me anyway, because the VitaPlan Restore Kit full dose, so it wouldn't even fit 6 capsules. It was literally for somebody who, you know, takes less than 6 capsules a day. And that one is like a little disc one, and it has Monday through Friday, and it has the 3 AM, PM, and AM afternoon, and then PM. And it's a great thing. But this here is actually formula. It's a formula dispenser. So if you go to Amazon and you type in formula dispenser, they're like $2-3, and it's amazing to really keep track of all of the different, you know, to have it 3 times a day. So I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to answer your questions. I really can't think of anything else. So I just wishing you guys all the best. Stick with it. You will cross that finish line just like I did and be on a maintenance program. Everybody's maintenance program is different. Some people come off it completely, and I've seen that happen, and then they end up relapsing, where I've seen people who have stayed on a maintenance program and have been able to go, you know, months and years without relapsing. So I have found that if I stay on it at least 4 days a week, that I am also like a natural bug repellent. Like, none of the bugs like me. So they don't even, I think they really just don't like the herbs. I think that's why a lot of the plants, you know, a lot of times in wild, anybody who's surviving in wild actually uses the plant oils to, as a natural bug repellent. So I think that having them in my blood just like has this odor of natural plants and natural stuff, so they just don't like me. And I love that, because I don't have to spray anything on me. everybody around me at campfires, or if we're standing around talking, and they're like, man, I'm getting ate alive. And I'm like, there's bugs out? Like, I don't even hear mosquitoes buzzing in my ears anymore, which I found was amazing and awesome. And everybody else is being like, constantly wiping themselves and kind of spazzing out because they hear all the mosquitoes. So I love that part. And I feel amazing. So I want to keep up on my 4-day, I usually do 4 to 5 days maintenance. So around the winter time, because of flu and because of all of the colds and all this other stuff, I do go out and go shopping and do all these different things. So I do bump it to 5 days a week throughout the winter. In the summertime, I'll go right back down to four days a week. And I do like Monday through Thursday. And then I take my Friday, Saturday, Sunday off and enjoy my weekend. So, all right. I hope you guys all finish cross that finish line someday. If you have any, start feeling lousy and you have any new stuff, you've got to decrease or increase your detox. Increase the detox. Find all the ways in the world you could detox. Write it down every day. You detox this way, this way, this way. Food, drinks, exercise, you name it. Next day, try some different things. Or once, if you're feeling crappy, keep a log of what you're doing for detoxing for that whole week. The following week, add something new or increase something different, and keep track of it daily, because you will pinpoint and find out. Your body will tell you what detoxing methods are really working the best for you. I did dry brushing. I did ginger, essential oil, Epsom salt, baths. I did portable the saunas. And I tell you, after doing those, your body will tell you and thank you for detoxing. And then there'll be other days that you're going to be like, I didn't do enough. And so keep track of that, and you'll have a perfect regimen eventually of how you can detox every day. Every night while you're sleeping, you can detox. There's lots of ways of doing that. I always did golden milk. I always did an herbal tea that helped my body detox overnight. So I know this is long, but I really wanted to give you guys some information and motivation. Trust me, everybody can cross this finish line. You guys will all do it. Just stick with it. Listen to your bodies. Your bodies are telling you what it needs. And the other thing I wanted to mention real quick is I did start taking iron. And the reason for that is I started realizing that on my thumbs, I started having vertical lines and my vertical ridges in my nails. And I look that up, and I know that that's from an iron deficiency. So I started taking the iron, and within a week, my vertical lines in my nails are going away. I can tell that they're growing out, and at the bottom, there's no more vertical lines in my nails. So if you listen to your body, if you've got skin issues, if you got all this different stuff, it's telling you something. Most of the time, if you're not doing a gut revival kit program, at least every 3 months, then if you start getting skin issues and you start taking that gut revival kit, you're going to find those skin issues go away typically, unless you're eating a lot of chocolate or you're eating something that you really shouldn't be. But I have found that with the treatment that I took, gut revival kit, when I started getting these skin stuff on my arms, and they went right away, and that was helpful. So listen to your body, keep track, take notes, and then when you notice something, do the research. Try another supplement that might help you with that, like the iron with my iron deficiency. I didn't have to go to a doctor for blood work or nothing. I just looked it up, and it said vertical lines in your nails, could mean an iron deficiency. So I started taking iron supplement, and within a week or two, obviously started seeing improvement. I've done that tons of times throughout the last 20 years. So I'm really well about researching and looking that up without having to go to a doctor. Got a bladder infection. I knew what that was. That was at the beginning of my treatments. So I started taking an herbal tincture for a natural antibiotic, which is called Cryoliptus. And if you go to Dr. Rawls' website, you can actually look up Cryoliptus. It's underneath the herb list, and it will tell you all about the different herbs, and not only what's in the Restore Kit program, but some other ones that you can use when you have stuff like that happen. So Um, let's see. I think in the last 10 years, I've probably gone to the doctor, well, once for the diagnosis for Lyme disease, and then the neurologist, and one other time. So if within 10 years, I've gone to the doctor 3 times. And it was really for lab work and testing that I was requesting them to do for me so I can figure out what supplements I needed to increase or decrease. So I think that's it. I hope you guys all the best. Talk to you later. Bye.